What's good, YouTube? It's your boy TKO Barber, and I'm back at y'all this week with another banger. Now today, I'm just going to be doing a real simple and quick drop fade, just something to show y'all how to do it. Now, of course, the first thing you always want to do is make sure you brush or comb the hair, just to get a nice clean canvas before you start your cut. Now, right now, I'm going to use my Babyliss Gold Effects to make that first guideline. And we're not going to take it all the way down to a bald, so this is going to be the lowest we go with this fade. So yeah, like I said, it's going to be a drop fade, so I'm bringing it up around that ear and making sure I drop it down around the occipital bone at the back. So yeah, this is going to be a drop fade, but I still want to keep it, kind of medium high. So that's why I'm going up the width that I am for this first guideline. Now I'm gonna use my lever open and go up about a full inch all the way around the head and make that next guideline for us to come back behind and clean up. Now when you're doing this step, you really just want to bring the clipper straight up and remove that hair. You're not really trying to flick out and make no blend, just a nice solid even guideline. That's it. Now we're just doing the same thing over here, and we're gonna, connect it to the rest of that guideline. And also, y'all want to make sure you're checking the front of his head and make sure that these guidelines are even, man, because you don't want to get to the end of your fade and it'll be lopsided. Now, as I was taking out my first guideline, my camera died on me, and I didn't even know it. So all I did was start it with my lever closed and just flick up and open it as I go higher. And then I also went up my next, I made my next guideline with my one guard open. So right now I'm just coming behind with my zero guard closed and doing the same thing. I'm flicking up and opening the lever as I go higher, all the way till I get to the top. Now keep in mind, this is not gonna remove that line, it's just gonna soften it up. So we still gotta come behind with our lever open and use the corner and flick out. So I think when it comes to the barber industry, us left-handed people, we have a slight advantage because that lever or the clipper is right there. So if you notice, as I go up, I'm taking my thumb and I'm opening up that lever a little bit at a time as I go higher to get that perfect blend all the way around. Oh yeah, thank you so much, TKO family, man. I'm almost at 100 subscribers. So hopefully by the time this video drops, I'll be there, and then my next video I'll be announcing the winner of my giveaway. Once again, appreciate the love and support. So right now I'm taking my 1.5 guard and I'm starting with it open, and I'm just going straight up, not really making a harsh guideline, just going straight up and removing some of that bulk at the top, making for a better transition. And it is some spots where I can close that lever to get a better blend, so that's what I'm doing. But the main goal of this step is just taking it straight up, not really making a harsh guideline. So see right here, like I just said, when I get to the top of that fade where it transitions with the top, I'm just taking that clipper straight up and just making it blend in better. Same exact thing on this side, man, nothing changes. But you also want to make sure you take a second to just look at your client from the front. And like I said, make sure everything is even on both sides. Now I'm gonna come back with my one guard open, and I'm just using the corner to go behind that 1.5 guard and flick out any dark spots that I see to make for a better transition. That's the goal, man. Always want to go behind your work to make things better. Yeah, fade, a fade is a fade, but it's always the extra steps that you take, that separates you from the rest. Now this is where all the magic happens. So right here, I'm just coming back with my my lever open and just using that corner once again and just going behind and taking out that line that's left behind that one guard and that zero guard. So when you finessing your clipper with that corner, it kind of makes it act as a, as a thinning shear. Just removing any hairs that don't need to be there to make that blend just stand out. Now after I soften up that line with my lever open, I'm gonna come behind with my zero guard and just really remove anything else that will be there and just bring this whole thing together. This is what I would consider my detail work of the fade. So I just break it down into sections. I do one side, hit it with the lever open, come behind, clean it up with that zero guard. Then I do the back, do the same thing, and then I just finish it off on the other side. Now keep in mind, when you are finessing it with that lever open, there are gonna be some spots where you may have to close that lever a little bit, but yeah, just gotta do what you do to get that blend to pop, man. Now I could have blended the side of the fade into the top of his hair a little bit better. I did ask and recommend that, but he kind of wants the I don't know, he kind of wants an undercut look with this. I'm not sure, but hey man, at the end of the day, it's whatever the client wants. That's what you give him, bro. Now I'm about to go ahead and attack this line up. Now whenever I do start the line, I look at the center of his nose and I go from the middle of that. And then the way I determine which side I'm gonna go to first, once again, I look at the front of his lineup, and whatever side naturally sits higher, that's the side I attack first. That way you ensure that you don't push his lineup back. Now I'm gonna go ahead and work on his vertical lines. Now the rule of thumb for this is, whenever possible, you want to make sure you bring that line right to the end of his eyebrow. That's where you want that to line up at. Now once again, the rule of thumb for this whole thing is to keep everything natural, or as natural as possible. So right here on the C curve, I'm not really going in too much. I'm just starting at the at that horizontal line, and I'm coming down and start my point and just bring everything together with the corner of that blade. Now, just because you're at the back of his head doesn't mean you can't push his line back. So back here, when you're making that line in the back, you still want to keep it as natural as possible. Now we're gonna do the exact same thing on this side, with the goal being not to push his line up back. So I'm just gonna go ahead and speed this up for y'all, and yeah, I'll be back in a minute. And no, yeah, when you're doing lineups on people that has, a lot of hair, a lot of overhang in the front, those duck clips help out a lot, man, to get that nice fresh lineup. And for this haircut, I'm only using my Babyliss skeleton trimmer on his lineup. That's it. He doesn't want no enhancements, no razor. So like I said, this tutorial was basically to show y'all an easy, quick way to do a drop fade. That's it. Now I'm just using my Slimline Pro Li to remove that hair off the back of his neck. That's a very important part of the haircut, man. I be seeing pictures, be having hair all on people's necks. Make sure y'all clean that up, man. But alright, YouTube, that's how you do an easy mid-drop fade. If y'all like what y'all saw, make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. And also, man, let me know what's on your mind down in the comments, man. I like to know what y'all thinking. But alright, YouTube, that's it for today. I'm going to be back next week.